Hi guys, my name is Mia Rodriguez and I'm with Rob on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment. I'm hanging out here with an artist that I just recently got introduced to you, and I'm like, I love what you have created so
Thank
far,
you.
and I love the new single. Um, Talk to me a little bit about like just that kind of creative process for you, kind of like, especially going into now you're literally a professional singer, a professional artist. So coming into this space and kind of learning who you are as an artist, kind of discovering your sound and your style, your lane. Like, what was that like for you?
It's pretty challenging, not knowing where to start as like a new artist. But also, having a big platform watching you at the same time is kind of scary. But no, it's really fun being able to like explore, you know, creativeness, like what my brain can do. And I guess there's like no specific style currently, but I would say like I like to mix cute and like spooky together, like really contrasty stuff.
Yeah.
I find really interesting.
Yeah, I like that. Like, what introduced that to you? Like, because you are basically creating your own lane. So there's no real like handbook or any other artist that you can kind of like look at and be like, I want to follow those steps. So in 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 like you kind of following your own steps, like what is that process like? How do you know like how to create what you do?
Yeah, well, I guess I grew up listening to like a lot of, emo, metal, punk pop music and also like, K-pop, like really bright music. And I guess
Complete opposites.
subconsciously it's just like merged in my brain and I'm like, how can we make this really fun but also really spooky? And I just kind of like, creativity just pops out of nowhere,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
And I really love your wordplay, especially for this new single, "I Love You." Um, I just love like it reminds me of there's an artist that I would love for you to kind of collaborate with eventually. She's a pop punk queen is what I call her. Her name is Lolo from Canada. And like she writes these kind of lyrics where it's like I love this guy so much, but I'm afraid I might kill him or I'm afraid I might hit him or and that kind of reminds me of this
Yeah.
track, the lyrics in it. So take me into that writing process and what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so it's just like a matter of combining, two extremes, love and hate. And sometimes in my life, I've felt like those at the same time. And you love someone so much, but they're just like doing something you don't like, so you hate them so much, and it's like, "Argh," and then I just like, yeah, I just merge them together. A lot of my work is very contrasty. I like opposites attracting kind of thing. Yeah.
And I love that you got into the writing session with Salem Elise, another artist that's like on my radar, and she's an incredible songwriter, but also an incredible artist. Coming in together and collaborating on this writing process, like, how do you feel that what do you feel that you learned from her, and what do you feel that you possibly taught her?
She definitely, we have similar visions, like combining really cute with spooky. I feel like it was really natural. She just understands what I want. So it's like, yeah, it was really fun writing with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this one of those sessions where you guys met for the first time and just jumped into the writing session, or was there like some time to hang out, get to know each other, and then start writing?
We've actually never met in person.
Wow.
It was all over Zoom. Yeah. So, I signed to my labels during and I hadn't done like an in-person studio session for a long time, barely even performed. And so I was just writing music over Zoom, pretty much.
Wow. So now that you're experiencing actually coming into the studios in person, like how different is that process for you?
It's it's fun. If I can connect with people more, meet new people. Just like it's more of just like a chill vibe. It doesn't have to be so switched on all the time because you're on a computer and you have to do work. But if you're sitting on a couch in the studio and you're like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, put that in, and it's just so much more chill, and nice. Yeah.
Now, talk to me a little bit about like the wordplay that you kind of have. Like, is this something that just literally flows out of you when you're writing, or do you actually do your research in order to see like what goes with this and what goes with that?
It just comes out of thin air. Yeah, creativity is weird. I just like think back on my experiences and put it in words.
And the fact that TikTok was a big platform for you, I feel like a lot of artists now have that opportunity to kind of test music on TikTok. Do you feel that you do that on your TikTok or with your fan base? And how has that helped you kind of like figure out like the lane for the next music or the process for that track?
Yeah, well, I feel like I don't really have to test because my fans know who I am, my fans know my style, so they kind of just like a lot of the things I put out already, which is good. But I guess like I never really thought of it as testing. I just thought of it as, sharing my brain, sharing my thoughts with my fans,
Yeah.
and getting close to them.
Now going back into that studio, you were working with producer Teal. So the fact that you are doing it through Zoom, like how does he challenge you, like in order to kind of try new things and step out of that comfort zone and like try a different vocal tone or vocal range? Like what was that process like?
Yeah, I mean, I was still really new to writing, so if I felt comfortable knowing that someone could take the reign. Um, yeah, I like being challenged. I like the challenge. You know, it's just fun hearing other people's opinions on
Yeah.
how I perceive things and stuff like that.
And vocally with this track, do you feel like you stepped out of your comfort zone? And if so, like how?
A lot of the ad libs actually have a lot of belting, which I haven't really done in my music, but I actually usually belt when I sing, and a lot of my pop music, is very quiet and cute. But it's not as comfortable as just like singing soulfully. I feel like that's normally where I stand, so it was really fun to include something like that in the song.
That's interesting. That's interesting that that's comfortable for you because I feel like that low kind of tone is a lot harder to control your voice. Like there's rumbles and shakes, but you don't hear it with your music. Did you learn to sing that way? Like, is that literally like when you write something that's your go-to, or is that like something that you had to work towards to be able to sing the way that you do now?
I definitely had to work towards it because I wanted to. I feel like, singing more high in the higher range, kind of soft, gives a more cute, spooky vibe. Whereas if I was just like singing Amy Winehouse grungy, it would just pretty much only be spooky. You know what I mean? So I did like train myself. Naturally, my voice is pretty like, low. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I just do that for the performance aspect.
Now, I love the video that you have for this song, and I feel like it's like perfect for the track. How involved are you in the creative process of these music videos? Like, are you like that? Like, did you come in to the directors and say, "This is the concept. This is what I want to do," or like, do you have people coming in and helping you with that?
I work with a very specific director most of the time. His name's Josh Harris, and I feel like his vision, he can just encapsulate my songs very well. He just knows what I want. I mean, I do give like an idea, and he just kind of works around it, and it's like mutual. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. It's kind of like together. And then I put the performance aspect into, the aesthetic part, and it's very fun. I think music videos are my favorite part of being an artist.
What drew your attention with the concept of this music video?
It's probably the most aggressive song I've made, so I wanted to go with something pretty dark, just in the music video I'm a vampire, I guess, and I just like eat my crush. But yeah. Yeah, it was pretty. I wanted to do something kind of more feisty. Yeah.
It's funny because when I'm watching the video for the first time, and then that we cut to the scene of you already like having blood all over you. It's like, wait, what happened? Like, I was like, I was not expecting that, and it's really cool because you give us this kind of just like your storytelling, where you kind of give us this storyline. You give us, I don't know, it's like a mini film. Like that's what you kind of created.
Yeah, yeah. I love creating like stories. I love the performance aspect of my job, and it's really fun.
Now, in saying that, like I feel like it might be easier, it might be difficult for you to create like a full body of work, like an EP or an album, just because I feel like you would want to create a full blown story with it. What are your thoughts on that? And like, do you see yourself doing that anytime soon now that there's more music being released?
Oh yeah, I would definitely create one big story. I feel like that would just be awesome, like creating my own little movie land almost. Um, so I do really like to do singles just because they're like short films and you get to switch up the aesthetic a lot of the time because one song's different from the other. But yeah, definitely in the future I would do something like that.
Yeah. And at the same time, like when it comes to topics, because like you mentioned, like you give us like two polar opposites in your topics. Like, how comfortable are you with the topic of vulnerability? Like, is that something that it's easy for you to write and be vulnerable knowing that there's an audience listening, or is that something that you're still trying to kind of figure out how to be able to execute it yourself?
Yeah, I feel extremely comfortable being vulnerable. I was bullied a lot in school, so a lot of my person was exposed in school, and just like I learnt to not be ashamed in school, and so being vulnerable is just very natural now. Um, if someone has something to say, I don't really care because everyone has opinions, but yeah, I think being vulnerable creates the best art, and that's what you have to do, and I enjoy doing that.
Now, with this new single, what was your biggest challenge and what was like the most easiest part of it?
Well, actually, during the music video, I shot my other music video, Shut Up, earlier that day. And so
Back to back.
this was back to back filming. And I had worn these eye contacts in for 3 days straight. And I filmed until 4 a.m. And I was just dying. Like in the music video, I was like, okay, I gotta keep it together, gotta perform. But on the inside, I was like, my eyes are burning, and like I just like every time the director would say, okay, cut, I'd be like, okay, just like, take out my eye contacts and like lay down. And yeah, it was pretty tough physically doing that, but it was really fun. Got something out of it. There would have actually been more scenes, but I was too I was way too tired to do that. And the easiest part was probably creating the music video, like um, the aesthetic of it. I think it's the song kind of speaks for itself, so it was fun building the aesthetic to it.
So shooting Shut Up and this on the same time, like isn't Shut Up like the complete opposite? Like it was such a bright set and then you give us this like dark set.
Oh yeah, it was it was a really weird place to be in, but it was fun, like just doing something completely different the same day.
That's amazing. That's crazy because us as fans, like it's like that process of like you released a new single, but to you it's not like a new single. Like you've been living with it for years. Like and fans don't get to like experience that. So it's like sometimes it's like you have those kinds of schedules where it's like, all right, today it's like social media content. Like today you're gonna shoot 8 videos for the rest of the month. Are you comfortable with that now? Like now that that's more of your day to day kind of life?
I do change my mind a lot. So I film something and then I'm like, this isn't really my style anymore. But I just post it. So I feel like my journey of being myself is kind of delayed to the public.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I release a video and I'm like, oh, that's not my style anymore, but it's new to them. So they'll enjoy it while I'm on something else. Yeah.
So are you into the Wiggles now?
Why the Wiggles? Cuz they're Australian?
No, because you were just on tour with. Weren't you just performing? And
Not with the Wiggles.
no, not with the Wiggles, but that's all he listens to.
Oh, Oliver Tree. Oh, I actually loved the Wiggles growing up. Yeah, I love the Wiggles. They rule. Yeah.
But are you sick and tired of it now that you kind of listened to it for like 3 days, 4 days straight?
Yeah, kind of actually. Yeah.
What was that experience like being able to like do some shows with Oliver?
It was wild because I actually listened to Oliver Tree when I was like in like 2018 when I was like 16. And, I actually remember being on a TikTok live, someone asking me if I'd ever collaborate with Oliver Tree. And I'd be like, oh, I don't think that would ever happen. Like, he's too famous for me. And, like, yeah, I ended up touring with him. I spoke with him a lot. Like, he's just a really nice person, really nice to work with. It was really fun and a great experience. Yeah.
That's cool. When is your tour coming up? Like, are you ready to do that yourself? Do you feel like you're ready to start performing to an audience?
I need more songs. I need to release more songs before I tour. But I'm doing like quite a bit of festivals
Yeah.
at the end of the year, and kind of just like probably opening for more people. Really just like warming up to the whole performing thing. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, lastly, to close us off, what has been the biggest challenge doing that transition from just being on TikTok to now being able to be a full-blown artist as well?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, going from behind a screen to actually putting myself out there in front of people in person and meeting all these new people. Like, I was a very shy kid. I told myself I'd never be a singer as a kid because I was too shy. And, putting myself out there was very empowering. I had a lot of moments where I would break down because I was too scared to do something, but I just did it. Switched my mind on and did it, and here I am just doing it, just like winging it.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for taking the time to hang out with me. You guys be sure to check out the new single, I Love You. It's out now. And thanks for watching here on Front Row Live.